Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online, and we will be returning to Minas Morgul content on my Warden. I know technically I have already returned to Minas Morgul, but not for questing. It was for exploring, finding the dungeons, doing the discovery deed for that, and then running some of them. Actually, we plan to, for a kin event, plan to do that tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure if I will be able to stream it, but hoping to at least attend it. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing today is not the dungeons, but the book quests with the Black Book of Mordor is the plan. So actually, my quest log is very full. Fortunately, I have 65 active quests that I can have. I only have 53, but I guess through the recent update and potentially some other things have some extra available slots there. But something I'm just realizing, like I started this stream, I thought I was in a good location in the Morgul Vale, but I am not. I need to actually go all the way back to Beorninghus because I did not properly get the Black Book of Mordor to where you actually enter Morgul Vale. So I have to go back there and find a way back there to start. Something else I did want to get to doing today, though, was actually fixing up this outfit. So I like this outfit and I wouldn't mind keeping on using it, but I really want to get some dyes for it. And hopefully the auction house, it's a little bit scary with Anor, but hopefully the auction house has some. And I accidentally used Virtue XP, but that is okay. Wait, how did I get 20 bonus Virtue XP? Is there some event going on that I don't know about, or do I have a bonus? Oh yeah, I just have a bonus for this character. I wonder what that bonus is from. I honestly don't know. Probably used a virtue accelerator, I guess, but maybe it's just been so long since I've done that I don't remember doing it. But yeah, virtues look like I'm earning good one loyalty, and any extra that I get that after I finish out loyalty will just be dumped to... Actually, it looks like fidelity first. I'd much rather valor, so I should fix the orders of these real quick. We'll do loyalty first, then valor would be my second priority. For this character, I'm not actually sure about wit. The only problem is confidence and determination are getting quite low in terms of level. I would probably rather... It's really hard to like confidence, but I think it will be better at this point in the game for the character. Go and sell random things. I should have my subscribers buff, but I do not. I thought the subscribers jug was supposed to last 2 weeks or whatever, the same amount as town services, but every time I log into a character, I don't seem to have that buff active anymore, so I don't know if that's not working or if it was never intended to be a feature, so I might actually head there, because I can just quickly use muster and hold this again. The nice thing about being a warden with the travel skills, the really I guess one of the two benefits they have over all the other classes, and same with the hunter, have these benefits, that the travel skills don't have an hour cooldown, and they require less reputation as a second benefit. But yeah, with the higher level zones, or really starting mid-level, starting around Mirkwood, it's, if I remember correctly, right after Moria, so starting with Mirkwood, all the other classes can get travel skills with reputation. Just requires more reputation, as I mentioned, and such. Okay, so this buff is supposed to last 14 days. So it's entirely possible that I've forgotten to use it, and that means I would have forgotten to use it multiple times, so try to pay attention to see if this actually does last 14 days. It does up here it should, so I don't see why it won't. I also have Hobbit gifts. I always save these if I'm going to stream. I always save these to open during the stream, but I seem to always forget about them as well, so go ahead and do that. Got a nice teal one. Got an enhancement rune. I'm actually more excited for the purple enhancement rune from the silver gift than what I got from the teal gift. But the virtue XP, that's the nice part. So what was I doing here? Oh, just getting the town services, so I don't really need to go anywhere, but while I'm here I can search the auction house for some... I guess I don't need a search die. There are actually surprisingly a decent number of dies for the server. Like, to have 2 pages for me just searching die, I think is a lot. for the server, but it doesn't quite look like I'll have the dyes that I want. I can probably get somebody in my kin to craft the dyes that I would rather, but we can see what the black dye looks like. There it is. Honestly, not even sure that I would prefer black over what I have right now. Maybe I should also make a scholar so I can just craft whatever dyes I want. Probably have enough resources, and if any of the mats are on the auction house, would have, I don't know, plenty, but I'd have a decent amount of gold to just buy what I need. But from all the characters I've leveled over the years, and even recently, I should have plenty of mats because I don't think I've gotten rid of too many. Actually, probably I've sent a lot off to other people, though, would be the problem. Okay, so I didn't actually want to talk to this guy because I can travel for free. Don't have to spend precious silver to swift travel. Also, while I am traveling here, a couple things that I wanted to point out, but I don't think I have yet. One is that if y'all do hear some background noise, I have my dryer going because I like dry clothes. And the second is that my window in the back room there is open, and that's why the curtains are open and why it's so bright there. So hopefully that's not too annoying. I see the camera has decided to make the temperature warm, but it wasn't as bad right before I started the stream, but hopefully that's not too much of a problem there.
We hear tell of great deeds from far away, but danger is always near.
But yeah, we're getting very close to me having to just like completely shut the windows and run the air conditioner anyway. Especially since I am so used to the cold. Like 74 in here, and I feel like it's really hot. My inventory, it's probably not going to look good at all today. And check the black book. Hello, Maluthor. I see a cat crawling. Okay, so I believe everything I need to gather in the raining Beorning hands. Yeah. Raining Beorning lands are, yeah, just all around here. I gathered some things. I collected 2 whole firewoods. Okay, that's the some things. Here's the cat. She made it. And my worst deed is trying to find the way to the firewood. I get to be lazy and pet the cat. Hello, George Bass Face. Just gotta rub against the microphone. Okay, northeast. So we are, oh, we need to defeat orcs and orgs. Okay, I know where to defeat those. I just assumed I needed to gather more stuff, but I'm perfectly happy to just defeat things. If my steed wants to start behaving. There we go. Now the map shows a bunch around here. I know there are a bunch of orgs up there and orcs scattered to the west, but yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe there are some orcs and even orgs spread out all over here. But I will go to where I know they are so we aren't searching here forever. Hello, Pedro. You asked any idea when the next expansion is going to be? As far as full proper expansion, I don't know. Honestly, I would lean towards hoping in 2024, fall of 2024. Because that would have them on track for every other year from when Gundabad was, but I'm not entirely sure. That would just be my personal preference. I think we're going a tad far north. Did I just completely miss the wargs? Are they? They're west of here, I believe, is the issue. And going too far east. So yeah, either it's kind of I would be surprised if it was this year, to be honest, partially because there has been no announcement or any tease of anything like that. I would hope that if they were to release an expansion, they would at least announce what it is, get people excited in advance more than just a couple months. But outside of expansions, like full expansions, the next update, major update, is they've also thrown that schedule kind of off with, not so much with Ingel and Mythaethel. That was a little bit earlier than, yeah, actually Ingel and Mythaethel was a little bit earlier than expected, and Yondershire, both of those were a tad earlier than expected, if I remember correctly. I actually forget when Ingel and Mythaethel was released, so maybe not. Oh, if I'm, I think about every 3 months is what they talked about, every 13 weeks for updates at one point. That's what Standing Stone Games talked about, but usually we had 3 major updates a year, which would put on average at every 4 months. It seemed like the fall update, which would either be, recently it would either be the War of Three Peaks mini expansion or Gundabad. They're even more major. So I think they're the ones that tend to be a little bit longer. Wait, and it looks like we're lagging here. Oh, we're rubber banding actually. So anyway, the whole point is the schedule for major updates seems to be completely off with Ingel and Mythaethel and Yondershire, so I don't really know when the next major update will be. It could be as early, I don't think it'll be June. Maybe July or August would be what I would anticipate. I'm guessing we will have in the next producer's quarterly letter thing more details on that. And let's see, when was the last one? Yeah, we might be able to expect one of those next month or in July. I think either of those are once again possibilities for the next letter, which would hopefully have more information. As much as I like the more detailed quarterly letters that Renania, the producer, has been doing, I miss having a broad overview, even if it's not detailed, but general broad overview of plans for the year. I don't know if that's something they intend to completely stop, or if it's like just different this year, because they've talked about this year being more of a whole 15th anniversary year, not just celebrating the 15th anniversary during the anniversary event and festival and the such. But anyway, back to chat. Hope that covered the question with the update, because it is, I think it's interesting to think about too. Javier, you are new to the game and my content. Hope you like my content. You're struggling how to understand the instance system. Yeah, it's a little bit odd. So with most dungeons, if you press Ctrl J, you can open the instance finder. And if you go to the instance section here, that is going to be the regular dungeons in the game. It has all these, which includes anything as small as 3-man, which is the smallest size for a dungeon, until higher levels. There are some that are solo or have solo and duo versions of them, even with the like full-fledged dungeons, 3+ man instance. And then there's the non-scaling ones, so those are the ones that don't scale with level, and you can run those. And the instances pop up once you are a high enough level to run them, and ones that are grayed out are ones you need to do something extra to unlock. So for example, Aether Gwar here, the Filth Well, that is something I'll have to do the discovery to play the instance, but any of the ones that are blue are ones you can run. And it sounds like you're at level 16, so regular instances don't start until level 20. At level 20, you should expect to unlock a few. Just for example, Woe of the Willow is one you would unlock at level 20. I believe all the Road to Erebor instances you unlock at level 20. And then there is Great Barrow is the main dungeon for level 20 that has, starting with the Maze Theater and then Sambrog for the final wing. And whoever is the group leader, fellowship leader, can start the instance with a launch now thing, and you can travel from anywhere, assuming you meet the prerequisites. Okay, so what I am doing is going back to Beorninghus. That works. And while we're traveling, I need to make a note. Oh yeah, and as I make this note, I'm reminded, you all might remember I've been talking about this leveling guide for what feels like forever now. And I clearly have not had a leveling guide. That's because it got a little bit out of hand, as I discussed in a recent stream. And one of the spin-off parts of that will actually be before any sort of leveling guide on... It's a class guide, but a little bit different take on a class guide. Mainly answering a question that I see pop up a lot, but as far as I know, I haven't actually seen a video on it, even outside of my own videos, while I've covered it tangentially, not directly in a video that I remember. There we go. Instances will unlock once you reach a certain level. They'll appear on the instance finder panel here, which again, Control J to open that. And then if there is an extra prerequisite besides level, they will be grayed out, and you can hover over launch now to see what that prerequisite is. For example, this one is going to complete the 9, which is a deed. It doesn't specify that it's a deed, but it is a deed. And then a lot of them, especially higher level ones, are going to require you to discover them. This one, it actually says you must have completed Discovery, Gorthad, or the Deep Barrow to play. And there are some other ones, I believe Askad Mazal. Somebody has released the Shadow King on the server, and as far as I know, all other servers where this dungeon is unlocked. And then have to discover it. And of the Forsaken, you have to actually complete a quest, I believe. Yeah, it's a quest to complete that instance, or to run that instance. This one, yeah, I have to do that discovery and intro thing. Roots of Fangorn is a discovery, I believe. And outside of regular dungeons, which is dungeons and raids would be in the instance and non-scaling instance, there are also a bunch of seasonal instances. Some of them are kind of dungeon-like, boss from the vaults, and other ones are more just festival-related activities. So those are the seasonal instances, and then the epic battles, you unlock them actually at level 10. You'll be very weak in them at level 10, to be honest, so they might be a bit tough if you try them that early, but they are an instance type of content that's a little bit different, where your role in the epic battle, if I press Shift B, you have Engineer, Officer, Vanguard. That starts to matter a lot more than your actual class in most cases. Sometimes healers can have really big benefits in these, but otherwise your expertise, I guess is what these called, something. Whatever your epic battle spec is, that tends to matter more in those. And then finally, the last one is going to be skirmishes, which is another instance type, is a little bit more regular, where you're either on an offensive or defensive one. Offensive one, you progress through the skirmish, claiming points and fighting boss-like mobs. They're called lieutenants. And then the defensive ones, you're protecting a point and have waves of enemies come attack you. They're kind of fun, but not too useful nowadays. Okay, so I hope that helps with the instances and all that. So we need to go to Aaron Laskalin. That actually sounds kind of familiar. I'm trying to remember doing all this stuff from when I originally did on Louisden. I've only done this once, and it would have been not quite 2 years ago even. 1 year and a few months ago. I think I started this either August or September 2020. It's a rainy day in the Vales. Not sure that's the best camera angle, the grass getting in the way. Oh yeah, as a little tip for anybody that has had issue with the recent update, I remember reading about this, and I personally did experience a little bit of issue, but they combined the user preferences file. So you might have noticed if you play on the 64-bit client regularly, like I do, that your settings got completely reset, but they had a backup file in the Lord of the Rings Online folder in your documents folder. They had a backup file for the 64-bit user preferences, and all I did to get my settings back to where they were was I just copied all the text in the backup version into the what is the combined user preferences file. You might also be able to rename it, but I just went ahead and copied and pasted, so I still had the backup. Wait, what was I doing? Searching dead orcs. I don't know why I started to leave. Maybe my character couldn't count. I'm actually somewhat keeping up with Ken Chat today, which is just saying hello to people. Yeah, Great Barrow was and still is a fun instance, I think. It's a, as you mentioned, Ralph, it's a pretty good starter one. The very first boss has some mechanics that are very much so like don't stand in the fire, but it's more so don't stand in the poison. It also has fights with AoE, fights with single, tougher, higher health mobs. It has a bunch of good stuff. Oh, I guess I should read the note. And now we bring it to Gandalf. Falkirth. Am I on this one? Oh, do I have to? I think I can actually read that to learn more about it. Okay. Mouth is a little bit dry today. And I got a cat right here. As soon as I pet her, she has to get up. We are going to Gandalf, so I need to go inside. And we probably want a pocket item. See, we get an empty essence slot, so if I can find an essence for that that's more level appropriate, then I will definitely use that. And now we're going to... You're at Nithrid? Oh, we're going up here. Okay, the Halls of Memory. That makes sense. So we're going to Vowen's. As that guy itchy knows, we're going to Vowen's Memory of the Grey Mountains. And I don't know why I have the Corgi out. Again, I think that's a great pet for a hobbit, but definitely not my favorite for my characters. You can kind of see out. It's very easy from here. I can kind of see trees. Oh yeah, I thought this was a kind of interesting spear. Is that the one? I believe it's kind of hard to tell, but I think that's the spear I have equipped right now, cosmetically. Another reason I think... No, there we go. I was wondering why the camera couldn't go up anymore, but another reason it's a kind of interesting spear is it does have the other end that is a little bit sharp. Just in case that ever comes into play. It would be a kind of neat mechanic to have. It would require a spear, but to have an ability, it could be a Warden ability where you attack somebody in front of you, but then if there's somebody behind you, you can do a backward stab with the other pointy end of the spear. Oh yeah, we have to examine indistinct figures. I do remember this, or something at least like this. Although I feel like there's something where you have to examine the sort of hazy memory figures to learn more about them or something. Okay, so one step to cleaning my inventory is looking at my vault, but my vault is full, so that isn't going to be much help. Now, is there anything I can remove from my vault? I have things that can disenchant into motes of enchantment. The problem is I'd rather not do that. I have 8,500 motes, so I could actually disenchant some things that don't deconstruct into a bunch of motes, but it looks like a lot of the stuff I saved is 320, 400. Okay, there's a 160. That one I'm fine disenchanting. That one, and then, yeah, the 240s. Except I need more inventory space. I should have waited to do that. Yeah, I can put... I don't even know if I need to keep those normal weapon Rs. I don't think I care too much to do that. But I will for now. I suppose it's if I wanted a cosmetic set with no weapon aura would be the reason I'd want to keep those. Okay, so I can put some housing items. I should probably, if they're bound to account, so I should put them in my shared storage, which is the second step to cleaning the inventory here. So we'll try to make these evenish. Okay, so housing items looks like the top is perfect for that. And can I put all this stuff as bound to account? I forget you can actually transfer directly between vault and shared storage. That's fairly neat. Okay, and now the shared storage is full. I have rep items, I have cosmetics. I'd actually... A lot of that stuff I can disenchant to motes whenever I want. I like to put legendary item stuff. I do have some dyes, but none of the ones I need. Trying to keep this where we can read. I am trying to somewhat keep up. I believe that is it for this one.
Gothmog has been responsible for much sorrow in each of his guises. King Elisar has
Okay, so we're going to be taken to Thin-Ass Ghost, which is, yeah, Morgul Vale. And we can get a nice bracelet. Presumably nice bracelet. The little peek at the stats, I'm not so sure about that. I saw the cat jump on the camera. I was like, which way did she go? Okay. So I believe we're actually stepping into... Oh, I thought we were stepping into the... I don't know why I want to call this the Shelob zone, but it's the Spider zone. This is the Shelob zone over here. So we get to go to Akad-Yul. Turns out it can rain in the Morgul Vale. Yeah, I remember the first time I was here, I definitely liked the landscape more than Mordor. Hello, Dunarkarn. And there's the Great City. Okay, that isn't going to be fast enough. I mean, I could just jump. It's always an option. Like, I'm not playing my Minstrel in Moria, so I'm really missing falling right now. Oh, what is this whistle? Oh, that's for Dingar. I can probably destroy that. I don't know. I feel like we made good progress with my inventory, yet I only have 3 open slots, so clearly something's amiss here. Oh yeah, so I was about to disenchant a few things, except I'm already interacting with an NPC. I should be able to disenchant all the 125 armor unless something's actually useful from it. This is crit defense, crit rating. I don't know why I blocked that. Oh, probably because it disenchanted into motes, but that's okay. And then all the stuff that disenchants into crafting materials, except that ring. I would like to equip that when I'm high enough level. Not sure about these two things. 100 motes, that's 100 motes, but they're both... Oh, they're both higher level. If I had essences, that's like the big thing right now. Okay, I'll disenchant both of those. Boots, safe to disenchant. How about these gloves? Finesse? So they have a bunch of bait and finesse. I get like... There's a bit of a trade-off here, but it's not horrible. Get more crit. Yeah, I don't think that's quite worth it. That shoulder pad. I don't think I want that shoulder pad for anything. Okay, that ring I'm keeping. How about that cloak? That cloak's 320 motes, so I probably, yeah, especially at this point, want to avoid that. And then that pocket item, I'm going to hope that I get... Oh, I got a Nithil Glad crafting component. Can either save that for myself to try to actually craft myself something nice, or I can sell it or give it to somebody, trade it for something. So Epic Domains, old style farming channel. You asked, are a lot of people coming back to the game? I think a lot of people have come back to the game. I don't know if a lot of people are still coming back to the game, but with the 15th anniversary event, LOTRO definitely saw a great boost in population. A lot of low-level people that I have run into. I don't know if a lot of higher-level people, maybe some mid-level people are like returning to the game, but a lot of people starting fresh at the very least, whether new or returning. Okay, so I will go ahead and accept all these quests, but again, just like with Mordor Besieged, I'm running the experiment of focusing on the book quests. If I happen to run into a zone quest and do that, that's perfectly fine by me. But that is not going to be the focus, and I actually do have an update on what I am thinking with that so far. So my experience so far, focusing on the book quests and for the most part skipping the side quests, the zone quests and the such, is that I'm not having as much fun doing that, to be honest with this character, but that is something I want to continue to try until I get to Wells of Langflood, and I'll have to reevaluate if I get level 126 from these book quests and whatever side quests happen to get done. I will want to reevaluate if I am going to actually plan on doing Wells of Langflood, because the reality is the server's probably going to be updated to Gundabad in, what is it, like 3 months now? Yeah, I think in August is when we would expect that, and maybe even like mid-August. So I really have to decide if I actually have enough time to go through Wells of Langflood before then. or if I want to do something like the other zone that I would like to do, on top of doing like all the book quests, Legacy of Durn and all the such, another zone I would like to do is as Enobalzar, because I was having fun there, but just never made it through the whole thing on Luiden. Okay, so book quest wants me to follow the road west, and I have to defeat mobs along the way, essentially. So, okay, we're headed towards Esteladlan. Got it. And anything I find for side quests besides picking up items, just because that is like the slowest part. Then I can get those. And yeah, free to play I think poses an interesting challenge. I've thought about if I had more time. I thought it'd be fun to do a somewhat limited free to play series like Free Friday would be one where I have a free to play account that I'd play through on like a once a week basis, just to have something different, and it's something you can work towards is unlocking content. I think it poses again an interesting challenge going completely free to play. But alas, I don't have time for that, and I hardly have time to keep up on my main characters anyway, such as this one. It's not much help that I've been so much in the mood for the Minstrel lately. I was debating actually today if I wanted to just go back to back with the Minstrel and play that one again, or mix it up with the Warden. And on that note, I believe Fifi. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, still defeating enemies. Yeah, a lifetime account would be very nice, especially the recent update. Like, lifetime account wasn't bad before, but with the recent update, if you don't buy expansions, or if you're like returning from a long time with a lifetime account and having all the expansions now included with that because you have the subscription, definitely nice. Also, I have to examine something here, don't I? There's at least yeah, looks like I do. Okay. Oh, near a stone pillar. I love the name of the river, Morgul doing. Because it's Morgul, and it's like Anduin. There we go. People have requested features like that. Well, you used to be able to gift expansions, and you even used to be able to trade things or mail things from the LOTRO store you bought to other people, but I think a lot of people have requested being able to either get LOTRO points, I don't know, quite donate LOTRO points, that would be interesting. But yeah. Wait, did I not do what I needed to do? It's one of the locations. Oh, I have to do a look there. It just says follow the road west until you emerge from the trees, but then it doesn't actually tell you to look. There it goes. If I bother to pay attention and look, I might know. So here's the stone pillar. There we go. Oh, it tells you to look once you go there and activate it, I see. At some point, I put extra water in the freezer. At some point, I'm gonna have to check to get that before it freezes. Oh, I guess I only need to search one orc corpse and then I could defeat one more sentry and I could have that quest done. Hmm. Oh, gotta look. And then we're going to Faramir. He was one of the guys in at least Osgiliath, I believe. Osgiliath. Okay, so we have a bracelet with a whole bunch of stats I don't want. We have a bracelet with a whole bunch of stats I don't want. And finally, this one actually, this might be an upgrade, which is very sad. I think all that crit rating, this is honestly probably an upgrade for me. Of course the will one has the stats I want. Like the will, as far as I know, does nothing for me. Oh, it gives me tactical mitigation. I don't really care too much for that, but there's a whole lot of debuffs around here in auras that will at least help with. All the fate, that's basically equal, so we'll ignore that, considered a wash. And I do lose a little bit of crit from the agility, but that's well made up for with the crit on the will bracelet. And finally, the agility and physical mastery. I think I get enough crit that it outweighs that. So there we go. I have one piece of will gear, unfortunately. And we are ready to head into Minas Morgul. Yay. That was the whole point of the title, Return to Minas Morgul. The zone name is the Morgul Vale, and I've already returned to the Minas Morgul expansion. But this Minas Morgul was referring to the city of Minas Morgul. It wants me to find the main entrance. Okay, the main entrance is back over here. And it's an exciting main entrance. Oh yeah, the extra milestone and travel skills. That would be really nice on a class that's not the Warden or Hunter. I have actually noticed that I am very much so missing something like that on my Minstrel, and I've only played him through Moria, but at level 58, my Minstrel will have to go to Moria, either stay in Moria or return to Moria. Many foes lie in wait. Yep. Oh yeah, these guys don't actually, they're not on line of sight, but they don't actually make it through that thing. That's a sort of way to cheese the fight. Am I in tank spec? That explains why combat has been so weird. I just assumed I've had like bad luck this whole time, but I have been in tank spec this whole time. Wow. Like, I haven't gotten into too many fights so far this stream, but it really did feel off. Another thing about traveling with Moria is there's no swift travel to 21st Hall, at least that I remember. From a lower level area, there might be one from a higher level area, which is where the problem would occur with my Minstrel. At least for Rivendell, there's the racial. For Bree, there's actually the rep one. I think other classes can get that? Yeah, other classes can. Okay, so we gotta go to the ramp between the second and third. I can go up the tower to get there. That's kind of the boring way, to be honest. See, I don't like traveling in Minas Tirith because the traveling is boring, but when there are a whole bunch of enemies in the circles, actually wouldn't mind just traveling up the ramps because it's Minas Morgul and not Minas Tirith. Been too long. I think I went the wrong way. Now the question is, can I do a tricky jump to get there this way? Let's try it. Wow, I didn't even need my mount. I don't know if I would have been able to do that without Force March though. Oh, yeah, I do have Force March up. Here's the door. The Circle of Sorrow. That does not sound appealing. I kind of forget the names of these circles and how depressing they are. Yeah, the Circle of Wrath. Alright, that's a good start. And then you just go straight to the Circle of Sorrow. Also, what's going on with my war steed? He has a ton of health. That is so weird. I was wondering why I wasn't getting knocked off, because usually the auras would just one-shot my war steed. There's something funky going on with him. He has a lot of health. Did they actually do more with the war steed than just make some non-LI bridles? Because this hasn't changed, my bridle hasn't changed, it's one of the LI ones. But... oh, my health is low. Oops. I just stopped paying attention to my character's health, I was so focused on my war steed. I can also switch to yellow line. Oh, I already did. Okay, hopefully that's the only death that I have here, but I don't know what's going on with my war steed. Also, I should consider renaming my war steed. Javorkalide was just a totally random name I made. I wanted traits, so... plus max... yeah, that's like 8,000 endurance now. I don't think it used to be that way. That's a lot of agility. I don't know if my turning is any better, though. Huh. That's also a lot of armor. I don't know if it was that much armor before. How much damage do I do on this thing? It's got me curious. Damage to Skill of the Eralingus. That one looks okay. I guess it's just number 4 that's not good. I think there's a setup, so if I use 2 then 5, that should do something interesting. Oh, did I kill that thing? I hit it for... wait. Did it die? Halt the charge. I didn't even hit it for that much. I have no idea where that went. So I hit it with... okay, so I hit it Roar of the Earlingus. That did 1,300 damage. Then I did, like, some bleed for 100. And then I did 22,000. Barely any of it was from Fury. It only says 1,000 from Fury, which is a bit odd. And I did, like, a ranged attack for 8,000. I don't think that adds up to 120,000. Oh, somebody else might have defeated it? Glory days. Wait, I wasn't fighting a white, though. I thought it was a spirit type thing. Yeah, Enraged Shade. No. Oh, that was way earlier. I don't know, maybe I didn't even defeat anything. Maybe it just, like, disappeared. I'm just really confused. Okay, so I need to go up this ramp. I need to try that again. I guess that's the lesson learned. I gotta try... okay, let's try it on this guy. Okay, that definitely did not kill it. But I don't think I've ever done so much damage on the war steed, especially on the Warden. This is crazy. And especially at this level for number 2. Like, if I were fighting a low-level mob, I'd expect to do more damage, but... If
you've come to plunder Minas Morgul, you've arrived too late.
And also not dying right away is crazy. I'd actually consider going back to a light war steed for faster travel speed. I wonder what the maximum turn rate is. Also, I wonder if I should try to get some random non-LI bridle. Kind of forgetting that whole part of the update. We could go to Rohan at some point if we have a good break for travel. Oh, we actually do. We have to go back to Eka Duel, so we could stop by Rohan. Everybody's favorite place? Some people's favorite place, maybe. Forlaw? That would be Wildermore. Aldberg. We have Helm's Deep. I don't have any in East Rohan, do I? Or I guess 4 laws in East Rohan. So LI bridles are still better than the new one? Alright, we can check that out. Maybe Helm's Deep. I don't know where these quartermaster are. It was like Rohan, it was Eastamnet, Miscellany Quartermaster, I believe. We have these guys. Already have that. I don't see one there. Oh, are these bridles? No, those are shoulder pads. These are wrists, okay. I didn't think those were, but... And this isn't the miscellany thing that they were talking about, but... Thought I'd check. I'm guessing East Rohan is where I need to go. Snowborn and Harwick. Alright, then East Rohan would have been better. I think. Let's see, just pulled it up on the LOTRO wiki and I see where they are. Let's see, my favorite of those would probably be, honestly, I don't know, Eoworth maybe?
Do you bring provisions?
How about, of these two? Probably would rather Snowborn out of these two. Your 80 lore master was, oh, Worsty level 60. I was so confused for a second. But you said your level 80 lore master was taking down Skutog and Haglob. Don't remember them, to be honest, but warband sounding things. But your Worsty was level 60 and is now doing 37 more DPS with the new bridle. So that's nice. I really would hope that the bridle is not better for a character like this with an old LI one that was presumably somewhat decent level. Oh, hey, they have, these icons are bigger. I remember reading that in the patch notes now. The UI for this I still don't think is good. Like, having it scroll horizontally like this and the such I don't think is good, but they've made the scroll wheel, as far as I can tell, you still can't actually scroll with the mouse wheel, so that's not a great part, but it does seem to be getting better. Hopefully they can reorient it to be vertical, maybe. At least I imagine it would be better. Okay, we got to go west. Also, I probably should have stayed on my horse steed, to be honest, but... there's a miscellany. Perfect. I thought I might actually have to go in the building. Oh, I remember these guys. They had the ring upgrades, that whole thing. Eventually you could get the gold rings. I think I actually got one on this character. That was crazy. Okay, so we have cloaks. I might not actually be able to barter for anything. Page 5. Oh, here's some bridles. Okay. Oh, so these are almost like old legendary item bridles that just happen to be... Hey, they do go up to level 100. I'm happy they remembered there's mounted enemies in Gondor. But let's see. If I got this one, I would have, I guess, just a lot more armor. I would have more turn rate. I would have more endurance as far as I can tell. Where's the fury contribution? I would have less fury contribution, so that would be the big difference there. But I think because I didn't really have any of the legacies upgraded, I actually had one the strength up. I do think this would be an upgrade for me. The only question is golden token of Rittermark. Don't remember how to get that. And these require a lot of tokens of Rittermark. Oh, I have token of Heightbold. I can turn that into a token of Rittermark and you can get, okay. So I can get one of these bridles. Probably don't want one though, if I had to guess. Unless I could get the really good one. But I don't think for this particular character that it's really going to be worth it after that point. But hey, these do seem like decent options. I just guess you gotta get the golden token of Mark and the such to get the really good one, or the bunch of silver ones. I could try it. I mean, I'm honestly not going to spin these, so let's do that. I think it was level 75 that I had. Let's just go to all on page 5. That one had all this stuff conveniently there. Okay, silver token of Mark. I need, what, 6 more to get the lowest level version? And now we can barter for it. I would probably want the light one for this character. But it really, I think the only thing that's different is the stats it gives you. I believe that should be the only difference. Because, yeah, it looks like power, turn rate. Wonder how much the turn rate, again, I'm not actually sure I can completely upgrade that anymore. Medium has a balance in the stats. That is true. Is there a cap on? It looks like turn rate for light is 155 maybe? I was at 140 on medium. I was at 120 on medium, actually. Turn rate's very exciting. I think I would definitely rather that than morale, so I'll just go straight for the light. And then I should be able to click this thing and then probably have to dismount it. Or not even that, but yep, it made my turn rate go up to 145, which is the cap for medium, but I'm really considering we can just try respecking it if I can find out how again. Yeah, here it is, light. And I guess I can spend a whole bunch of points because I have them, so why not? Anything to boost my defenses, so I don't get knocked down. That one gives endurance buff. Oh, did I get... I can get... Yeah, definitely want more endurance from that, actually. I don't even know if I want all that stuff. I don't know. We'll just go that one. And now my worsted health is a little bit lower, but I do want to try this. I'm up to 150 turn rate though, so I can turn fast. Got up to 10 acceleration. My shift 1 ability, if I get out of town and can use that, will now be a toggle to get my speed up to 16. I was going to say 16 megabytes per second, but that is 16 meters per second. So yeah. Can one-shot an orc way down here. Decent bit of bonus damage from Fury on that guy. Okay, so I think that's a good detour, but I am really surprised outside of the bridles how much different this character's is. The worsted, I mean, for this character is. Oh! Classic legendary items can no longer be slotted, advanced, or altered. Alright then. Except it clearly can be. So yeah, I actually lose morale. I'm honestly fine losing that Fury bonus. That really doesn't matter for me. So I like the new bridle for my character at level 123 actually is an upgrade over the old, the level 75 bridle as an upgrade over my level 100 third age. It's crazy. What was I doing with my character? Probably should muster back to where I was. Oh, I don't actually have a muster. I think Osgiliath? I think after battle Osgiliath is going to be my best bet for traveling back to Minas Morgul. I don't know, it might be good to find out if you can from Holtbus, or at least remember. I don't remember if you can. Then we should have Esteladlon from here. While we're traveling, I will be right back. Wiki chair. Okay, so we're going to Ekadul, and I should have the swift travel there. One problem. Having my window open as the sun is now, besides just brightening the room behind me, the sun is now shining on my back. Sort of. I don't know if is that visible to you all? My shoulder, there it is. A little bit. Oh yeah, it actually is direct. I thought it wasn't direct until I looked at the sun. Technically it is through glass, but anyway. Gotta travel there. As a heads up, you all might see some recycled content with the whole war steed business in a video.
So we are not the only ones taking an
Hey, he's referred to as Mithrander again. I'm guessing that's because we're in Gondorish area and dealing with Gondorans. As far as earrings, I actually like my earrings. I think. Only one of them gives me bonus XP, which I actually somewhat do care about for this character. But I think stat-wise, it will be hard to replace the Earring of the Dead City at this point. So if I look at the agility one, I of course get a bit more crit rating, but I lose out a lot of mastery. I lose out a tiny bit of vitality, both the might and agility. Having both of those at once is actually helpful for the Warden. And I lose out on the fate, which isn't too impactful. And I lose out on the finesse. But, yeah. Hello, Alex. So the icons, like the profile pictures on the YouTube chat for my dashboard at least, are very tiny, but that looks like a dog. I'm totally distracted. I'll just get that earring and never equip it. Okay, so we have to complete the instance, the Sword and the Stone Maiden. That sounds very familiar, but I just am not immediately remembering it. The name of the quest specifically sounds familiar. Oh. Talking to Bowen again, I believe. It's kind of interesting how involved the dwarves are in the Black Book of Mordor. before all this. I would not have expected that. The Merry Swan. This is an inn-like building. Is this one in Minas Tirith? I would guess. For some reason, my very first thought was actually Dol Amroth, but I don't think that's what this place is. Actually, the Swans, they might have been Central Gondor, but maybe even Minas Tirith. There's a free chair for me. While we go through this, I suppose I can go through my inventory a little bit more. Oh, I have a whole bunch of just straight up Virtue XP tomes. Probably should save those until I get to the level cap. I think I have my Virtue set. These are from the 15th anniversary Valors. I actually sent a lot of the Virtue boosts just straight to this character and figured my ults, it didn't matter quite as much for them. I used some of them. I think I at least got 2 Virtues up on most of the characters, maybe even 3 on my Minstrel. Don't even remember my Bear running, but yeah, sent quite a few of them up to this character. Oh, is this Minas Morgul before it fell to Sauron? Maybe. That I honestly have no idea. Would that be Minas Ithil? Would that be the old name of it? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we don't need the Virtues. I will crowd the screen with other stuff. Okay, so as far as boosts go, I got 12. I'll get to the reputation accelerators in a moment, maybe after I do some organization, but yeah, we should probably talk about that at some point. I have plenty of them, which is good. Although for some reason those can't stack with these. Wow, they actually can't. So these are bound to account, item level 60 consumed on use. These are not bound. I can actually sell those. Amazing. Can maybe get 1,000 gold each. Lots of Delman's creams, which are actually pretty good food for regeneration. Okay, so what I was thinking was I just have all this stuff that disenchants that I should go through. I don't think at this point I will really keep any of it. That can go into main chest. Even the Heartwood stuff, I'm probably not going to use that, and I don't know how I'm doing on Figments of Splendor. Yeah, I should probably save those so I don't overcap. Oh, we're in Minas Anor. Interesting. I knew there is the name Minas Ithil, recognize that, but not Minas Anor. Of course, the server I'm playing on is Anor, and Ithil was the other legendary server, so they're clearly related. If I remember correctly, Anor was like something with sun, maybe even a name for sun, and Ithil was moon. I wonder, could Minas Tirith have been called Minas Anor at some point in the past? Because that's like all I would think initially. Really interesting with the sun coming in here. Oh, it's like I basically can't see a large portion of that monitor, but then it's... Because last time I streamed in the summer, or had videos or anything, my desk was facing the exact opposite way. Okay, so Minas Tirith's name was also changed after Minas Ithil was taken by the enemy. And Minas is, yeah. I do remember Minas being generically Tower. So Tower of the Sun and Moon, it sounds like. There's an orc. He's got a pretty neat sword. Or had a pretty neat sword. Alright. Hopefully he's wearing underwear. Oh, so Tirith is guard. Tower of the Guard. Rare Mortar treasure. Probably don't have enough inventory spaces to open that. I could go ahead and use my Virtue XP things. I don't know when the next Virtue XP boost, but I know they're only 10%. So as far as Virtue XP boost, we had one in January that was 10%, and the rest of this year, there actually was a 20% one in April, but the rest of this year, there is not a Virtue XP boost of 20%. There's a 10% Virtue XP boost in July. I'd like to save my stuff up for that, but honestly, at this point, I think inventory space is more valuable for me, is the reality. Hey, there's Rodani? Is that her name? If I remember correctly? Enhancement runes, any of the generic legendary item stuff, and by generic I mean not for a specific level range, I would like to not open. Like enhancement runes level 121, I'm perfectly fine opening those because I ain't gonna get anything different out of them. Enhancement runes 121, there we go. Now we're cleaning up some inventory space. Abyssal relic, alright, don't need that in my inventory. Hardly even need that at all. That one, as far as relics go, is that bound to account, so that's a shared storage type thing. Except my shared storage is full. I remember that issue now. Let's see, I could send stuff to my bank alt. How many motes can I get? Okay, I'm pretty close to the cap on motes. Okay, I'm going to disenchant all this stuff. I don't think it'll give me enough motes that it's like a really big worry. Also, why do I have potato scones? Oh, I could save those for my minstrel. And that is how my inventory gets crowded in my shared storage. I find something, I'm like, oh, I could save that for such and such character. In this case, it's the minstrel. Okay, motes. Not motes. Motes. 99.65, perfect. I can buy a piece of gear to help get rid of those. And we have a cat again. It's just gonna knock me down. I also hear my dryer is finished, so I should probably open it so it stops spinning. Although I think, yeah, we're getting to the conclusion of this. Definitely doesn't seem like it'd be a coincidence. So Isildur is servant of the moon and Anarion is son of the sun. Son of the sun. That one's interesting.
That is
Okay,
quite
Baragond, who is right here.
The man with the shield?
Is an archer of sorts.
Remember him. What did he name
Archer, he has a quiver at least. Okay, now we're going to northwest. This guy. Oh, it's Staggerus.
done, is it?
There's a map on a table somewhere. I guess I can check my map. I thought it said west. Oh, way west. Is that where we need to go? Where the dagger is? There is a camp. No, not quite there. Never mind. I hardly even remember if the book quest went up to Kirathungal. Apparently it does, because that's book quest. Wow. And we do have to travel to that location. Okay, so it says location marked on the map, but that is nowhere near where it has me go, is it? Like, where the game actually has me go is quite a bit north of there. You can see... There we go. Want to untarget that. But we can see north of the river is where it is on this map. It's like right there in that little hook area. Whereas the dagger's right there. So, I don't know. Either way, I think we have a swift travel to get closer.
Glad tidings, friend.
Probably Astaladon. Oh gosh, too. Is that even in Morgul Vale? Isn't that like Gorgoroth? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so as far as the plan of the Dunedain, it was that Elendil would roll a Numenos, which is... in the west. And then, okay, his sons would share the role of Gondor, and that was thrown awry when both Elendil and Arnorian died. Anorian. Oh, Arnorian. Because wasn't Anumen also part of the Lost Kingdom of Arnor? I think that's what, something like that at least. I think that's what I was getting mixed up with there for a moment. And we get to climb the endless stairs? What are these called? Just the straight stair? I actually don't remember these stairs, to be honest. I wonder if that's because I probably only traveled up them once and otherwise just took swift travels. Pretty neat, though. I just keep going and going and going. Here we are. Maybe his dagger did not account for those stairs. Also, this camp looks significantly different than what I remembered. Yeah, just... Okay, maybe if I go this way, maybe that's what I remember from this angle. That seems... Okay, just had to look at it from the other side. This seems more like what I remember from it. I thought it was less cave-like, but I guess it has been a little bit of a long time since I've been here. And yes, endless stairs are in Moria. I believe that's what they're called, the endless stairs, where the Balrog and Gandalf go. Eventually we'll make it to Moria. That place. I think it's called the Endless Stairs again. Also, before I forget, I really should turn my dryer off, so be right back. Ah, good old Super Mario 64 and the endless stairs. And the cat got it. I remember the, let's see, it's so long ago, but there were times where, probably early in my Mario experience, that I did not know how to make the stairs non-endless, but my hazy memory at this point, it just sort of suddenly transitioned from being endless to non-endless. And of course, back then I wasn't aware of the glitch. I'm not even too familiar with it nowadays. Mainly because I've never done it or been interested in that.
That it lies on the
Can you actually read this page? Oh, no, I am more.
Dark forces are moving, and though Morgul's domain is ended, his servants abide still.
Stinky cat.
I see the Hundalar has not yet sunk a dagger in your back.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff with not just Super Mario 64, but old games like that is a lot of the speedrunner stuff, or yeah, just those type of things I have no interest in. I've thought about streaming Paper Mario, kind of random, but the Nintendo 64 version that's emulated on the Switch. Do we gotta go up here, I believe. That's okay. So Paper Mario, as far as long ago as I played it, whenever I played it, I didn't actually finish it because I got sort of lost and stuck-ish. So I thought it'd be interesting to pick that game up again and try to actually make sense of it. The thing is, with games like that, I don't really like to look up strategies because at this point, obviously, the game is, I would say, solved would be a way to describe it. But I'm more interested in just playing it on my own and, say, figuring it out. But yeah, that was one I enjoyed, but I think I just got to a point where I did not know where to go next. I remember the desert and the oasis. I went there often, but I think I progressed past that. And eventually I went into some spooky forest area. I don't know if that was before or after the desert. Then there were some, like, pipes. Hey, it's Mario. There's gotta be pipes of some sort and plumbing. A bloodless warrior. Does that mean he does not have blood, or he has never drawn blood? Also, yeah, good, I'm recording, because I think this exact thing I'm doing will be relevant gameplay for a video I'm working on. I'm hoping I can actually do that project this weekend. That would be nice. I'm about to die. Okay, I think we just gotta damage them. Sometimes you just gotta do DPS. Okay, what do I gotta do? Search for signs of something? I wonder if there's a rare Morgul chest. That seems like it'd be a good spot for one. There's 8. Ooh. Trying to even remember how old I would have been when I last played Paper Mario.
Should my fears prove true,
Don't know.
we need aid against her. For I am loath to lead my company to slaughter as I did in the disaster of Udon.
Is it just me or the morale tap's really weak again? $3,700. Okay. I feel like these numbers are lower than what they were after the initial buff, though. I just don't know if they really are, or if it's just me misremembering. Or if they did a hidden nerf on them again. Seems like Restoration's doing okay. I would say that's honestly one of my bigger complaints with the patch notes from Standing Still games is how many hidden changes they have and like stealth nerfs or buffs that slip through. It's okay, so I'm still looking for whatever signs of whatever. Didn't even need to go into that camp, that was just for fun. Here we go. There's a mingled orc. This is a nice view of Minas Morgul. Plus it's night, so the glowiness of it is a little bit extra pronounced, say. So you know what that means. Screenshot time. I also need screenshots of this character, otherwise I'm just gonna keep using not the same mounted ones. I do have some variations of that, but this character on a mount. I just really like those screenshots though. Usually have good angles, a little bit of interesting stuff other than just the character, and sizes up well for thumbnails. Important part. Well, I use those a lot. Hey, there's a camp. I wonder if my ambient light's still all the way up. It should be, yeah. This is what it looks like without ambient light, which is more immersive, I would say. It's like more realistic, I guess, but like it makes the lighting in there, I think, look better. Yeah, it makes the lighting in that camp, I think, look better, but it's just like, it's a matter of seeing. That's the reason I like the ambient light up, which basically gives everything a little bit extra strong glow to it. Okay, so we're going back to the winding stair. Sort of. We're going back not far from the winding stair, which seems to be right over here. Oh, I see what happened earlier. So when I had to go up to the camp, there was this little, not so much a ramp, but a path right there before I got to the next set of stairs. Also, my level's staying up fairly decently with... Oh, we gotta go back to Ekadul. I wonder if my best strategy is to die here. I don't know, what do y'all think? Should I jump? Gotta find a good landing spot. Okay, definitely not here. That would be a boring jump. Thinking right here. Oh wow, I didn't even make it to the ground. But hey, I got some new quests that I'm not going to do, but might as well accept, just in case I ever go back there. It's still not long, that is okay. I can take a swift travel. What's this guy got?
Legolas has requested your assistance with a matter of great importance. It does not tarry.
I believe that Tan place is up here. I tried to say Zion. I think that's where the stable master is. Somewhere hidden in there. Yep, stable master.
After the defeat of his armies at Pelennor,
Ooh, the book quests are up to 126. I'm guessing this is Minas Morgul. We gotta defeat basically everything. And then we'll go to the center of the tier troubled by the Murable. And then Kulong on the uppermost tier. So, time to adventure in Minas Morgul. Again.
Will you help?
I think this is my third time there total, so definitely getting some returns in. Gotta get all that cat fur off. My favorite ranger in LOTRO? I don't really know. This guy looks like a ranger. Or gal, I can't quite tell. It's hard to like the ones associated with Rohan and Gondor, but I will say the two that join you in a lot of the instances, including the Court of Saragost, aren't too bad. Another ranger... I forget, but whatever in England Mythaethel, there are of course multiple of them. Oh yeah, we're just going up. I don't know about EQ2, EverQuest 2, because I have not played that, Eric, but I like LOTRO, that much I can say. I want to see how long it takes them to knock me off my mount. Okay, took a decent bit of time. Okay, that one's got decent healing. I was checking those to see if they seem significantly weaker, but heals seem okay besides the morale taps. Yeah, I thought the next tower was over this way. Here it is. Tower is in a tower. And this one we need to turn this way now. Eventually it will come back to me, and it will probably come back to me once it's time for me to just like be done and moving on to Wells of Lengthblood. I have, what, 3 more levels until I will feel comfortable going in Wells of Lengthblood. As far as getting XP, I have plenty of missions. Got plenty of stuff to do to get XP. Also, what do we have to defeat on this side? The dead? Yeah, these guys seem pretty dead. And then it'll be Morgul next. I remember this same issue with Luiden where you'd kite mobs and essentially keep going in and out their aura. And just take a whole bunch of extra damage. But if we keep the heals up, keep the power up, should be safe. I only need to defeat one more. I believe this is a 121 enhancement runes. Can open that chest. Oh wow, it's already 8:36. Hardly feels like I've been streaming an hour and a half, which I think that's a good signal that I've been having fun. So as far as traveling, we gotta go up to the next circle, I believe. And I feel like the map is deceptive at this part, if I remember correctly, but I don't know, there are plenty of Morgul here. I don't think I'll have an issue getting them if I step out here, pull a couple extra, just to be safe. Actually, I don't think these bats will count. If I pulled more Morgul. I also do have to realize these mobs are getting a bit higher level than me, and the thing with Minas Morgul, and especially just newer content in LOTRO, is that the scaling gets quite crazy how rapid the stats go up in the mid-levels of the expansion. Not even just the mid-levels, but that is where I am, and content I'm doing is mid-level for this expansion. So that is something I'll have to pay attention to. I can definitely feel my character, even damage-wise, getting relatively weak. Okay, just reminding myself, does this take us to the next circle? And I believe it does, but there are more bats. Maybe this is technically the same circle, and then you have to go up. Yeah, this would be Circle of Madness still, I believe. Maybe even that's... I don't know. But I think we did end up killing plenty of Morgul. And here he is. And otherwise for defeating, I don't think we actually have to do any. We just have traveling now. We have to defeat enough to stay alive though, that's for sure. Did not want to use a war cry.
Our work is never done, is it?
Oh, that's actually a bit dangerous. I was going to try to just stand there to see how much damage it did, but did enough damage that I could quickly jump out. Okay, I can eat any of my old consumables just to be a little bit of help here. And then we can head up to the uppermost circle. I could actually spend a mithril coin to instantly travel there, and I would honestly consider that if it were regular Minas Tirith, but this is the fun version of Minas Tirith called Minas Morgul. So I will avoid that. And it looks like it's pretty quick. Ramps are conveniently located here. Need even more turn, whatever, turn rate. Here are some red mobs, so definitely running into dangerous territory. It might be getting fairly close to wanting to run missions. Hey, Tower of the Moon. And then we talk to Kulong. Hopefully not die along the way. Especially with all these cargo there, getting tad high level for me. Normally it'd be very nice, but... yeah. Okay, so we gotta go to Mithrandir and Ekadul, and once again, I think, very sadly, this will be my way there. Oh, not yet. First we get to float. And what I mean is this will be my way to get to Ekadul. So, LS6, you're wondering how I think they could improve the movement of war steeds? Honestly, I think a little bit more turn rate would be nice. Maybe a little bit sharper acceleration. Just all the stuff that makes it different from the regular steed, but makes it almost realistic feeling. I think make that part, the aspect of the horse deed that's more realistic, less harsh, and almost blend the regular horse in a little bit by increasing, as I mentioned, the acceleration and turn rate would be good for improving the movement of the horse deed.
Let us not tarry.
We're going, yeah, Cadule. Stretching yawn time, apparently.
The watching stone outside Barad Kuron will only allow Kurzul.
That's a decent bit more agility that I actually get over 6,000 physical mastery more with these gloves. The finesse, I wonder if I'm at a point where I care about getting more finesse. 32.1, so not really, but eventually I will want more finesse, and this will help prepare me for that. I also get a little bit more crit, and I lose the vitality. I actually like the vitality, but I will equip the new gloves. There we go. And we're going to Minas Tirith. I forgot about that. Probably blocked it from my memory. I gotta go to the bad Minas. They just expect me to travel there on my own? Wow. Do we go to after battle? It would only make sense if you go to after battle, but for some reason I feel like they're having me go to before battle. Because it doesn't say like Minas Tirith parentheses after battle, but I don't know. Quick way to get to after battle. That is Midsummer, alright then. I don't know. We'll go to after battle anyway. I don't mind doing 2 ports if I have to. Like, to me, it just... We're after battle, so that's why I think it would be after battle. I just find it odd it doesn't specify in the game. And yep, there they are.
You were looking for Easterlings.
Eagle and Star. And hey, I have the fast horse steed again. Also, a random thought on the war steed as far as improving movement. I do think a good downside of the heavy and medium steed is less movement. Like, you're sacrificing movement for increased defenses and I think even damage, it seemed like. I used to not think that was the case, but I never really looked into it. I think based on sort of word of mouth type things from other players and just assuming that light would mean more damage. It seemed like as far as the bridles go, that wasn't necessarily the case though.
Has he agreed?
Okay, investigate mysterious figure darkened in the darkened corner. I don't think that's referring to this corner. Oh, this looks like it. That looks like, I was going to say, that looks like Aragorn, who is called Strider here.
Eärnur's last days, as it was told to me.
Hey, and he's called Aragorn again.
In the reign of King Eärnil II, who was troubled by the loss of Minas Ithil to the forces of the Witch King.
So, I'm thinking at this point he's not King of Gondor yet. Is he? Is it close? Hey, there's Yrnir. Guessing this is something from the past. Hey, they actually talk about it here. Kind of funny, but we're discussing Minas Anor as the old name of Minas Tirith, and they say Minas Anor would be known by a new name, Minas Tirith, the Tower of Guard. And they were also talking about, they were talking about Minas Anor. I thought they had something about Minas Ithil. Maybe not. Also, it says Yarnil 2. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with somebody. Was it Yarnor? Who became the Witch King? Might have been Yarnil 1. Okay, so gear-wise, hey, we have a cat opening the curtains. It's not really that outside anymore. It's a little bit, but getting dark. Don't quite have the sun shining like directly in anymore. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Well, one, that is when it was added to the game, but that's what I was thinking timeline-wise, is it was between Minas Morgul and War of Three Peaks. Because it would have been, at least as far as added into the game, if I remember correctly, Wells of Blankblood was before the Great Wedding. Yeah, because then after that would have been War of Three Peaks. So now that I open the curtain, the cat leaves. There she goes. There's interesting stuff to look at outside. Currently don't know what, because at least my quick glance, I didn't see anybody. Okay, so we got 4 spaces open in my vault. Now, one thing is, I have all the new cosmetics I could put in there, but how about chest 3? But I want to keep them separate so I can remember that I want to dye them. Is it really only 3 pieces? Definitely shoulder pads in there. I gotta find... I think they're shoulder pads. I have shoulder pads on my character. I certainly hope I didn't destroy the shoulder pads. Yeah, pauldrons of crystal resolve. That's really concerning. Okay, there we go. I put them in the other chest. So there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. And so I need to dye 4 pieces of armor plus 5 for my Warden's pack. And then this outfit will be set except for the shield, which is still a question. Yeah, it is nice with LOTRO that they have been able to do. It sounds like people have enjoyed the story. I personally have enjoyed the story after the events of Lord of the Rings. Abyssal relics, I wanted to get rid of those, put them in my shared storage. Okay, so shared storage, we're up to 7 spaces. Wow. We'll put them in old LI junk tab. Legendary item box. This one's bound to my character. Don't really care about it too much. I don't know about Mordor. Wow, there's a starlight crystal there, but okay. We name that LI. Sometimes it's useful to name things. Oh, that would be nice if dyes were... You could apply dyes to equipment. Actually, that would be a great thing. If you could, say, apply a dye to an equipment slot, it would consume the dye. That's okay, I think. Although it would be kind of neat if dyes were infinite. And then for this outfit, or maybe even all your outfits that would be available, but then you could do different dyes and just like grow a collection of different dyes you could select for the outfit. That would be neat. Same with the actual outfit pieces themselves. That's almost getting to, if I remember correctly, a bit what WoW is like, but World of Warcraft at least doesn't have the dyes. Yeah, that's the reason I would not be a fan of infinite dyes, is it still gives some need to consume them. But yeah, having dyes for outfit slot would be convenient, because I'd have like crimson, I think, or red. I'm not sure what color that is. Then I'd have, of course, Evenden blue. I'd have plenty of Evenden blues. Is this what my equipment looks like? This might not look horrible dyed. Except I would not do yellow. Or I still... Oh, I need to talk to Aragorn. That's like... If I were into that sort of outfit, black, I think, wouldn't be bad. Ooh, green. That's actually a nice contrast green. A light green. That isn't much of my thing, but I do have to admit that is not too bad. It's something I might have to remember to try if I get this full cosmetic set, which would be just random level 120, the Minas Morgul set essentially, to try that. See, that's one reason I don't have the curtains open when I'm streaming. Besides the whole messing up the lighting, oddly enough, is I just like, I want to look out the window now. Oh, 128. We're getting definitely into the danger zone. What other games do I like playing besides LOTRO? Lately, I have been playing MLB The Show 2022. I got that for the Switch. I guess it's 22, but... yeah, that is actually the first MLB The Show game I have played, and the only reason I played it is because it's now available on the Switch. Otherwise, I have not honestly been playing too many games lately. I have in the past, of course, played other MMOs like World of Warcraft. Another one that's come up actually is hold up, wait for it. Final Fantasy 14. I was actually going to play that. There are a couple times, at least 2 times, that I was specifically going to try to play that in earlier this year, like in the, I guess it still would have been winter, but January, February times, but free trial accounts, of which I was, were blocked, deactivated. You couldn't play them essentially because too many people were playing the game. So they had to only let the paying customers play. But yeah, I have recently found out that free trial accounts, you can play those again, so maybe could go back to that. Let's see, I played New World, but that one got rough. I wonder how that game is doing. Might be worth revisiting it, but it was very rough around level 30 to 35, but especially starting at level 35, the game got really rough. It was such a strange swing because the low levels in that game were some of the most fun I've had playing any game, but then it just like had a little bit of a downhill trend, maybe upper 20s to low 30s, and then like level 35 it just went straight down to not fun. Goofy old champ, battered, bruised, and contused. Fellowship of the Streams. Interesting. Elder Scrolls Online, never did play that one. There were a couple things that kept me from being interested enough to actually pull the trigger to start playing, because that's honestly my biggest problem with playing games, is starting to play games. Because I've had even earlier this year, I thought about going to that one. It was like a, I don't know, quite survival, but it was kind of Minecraft like, but I think a little bit more RPG mixed in. If I remember correctly, it was Viking themed, and I can't think of the name of the game right now, but I was thinking about starting that, never did.
Does not tarry.
I also feel like one issue with me personally is just limited time to play games, so typically I just play LOTRO is how it ends up being. Like Overwatch and Minecraft are two games, if I just had more time to randomly play games, I might play those more, but don't. Even World of Warcraft, going back, trying that again, although I have like negative interest in Shadowlands. And Classic, I don't know, I played the vanilla Classic, but I basically played it as much as I wanted, and I ended up, partially, I feel like, due to the community, not really interested in doing any endgame content, and partially also because of the actual content. One thing that I have grown to appreciate in more modern day WoW and even LOTRO is that one of the big things is I liked Fire Mage, but then in the early raids, a lot of the mobs were immune to fire damage, so it was like pointless. So that type of restriction, while it's very thematic and even immersive, it's something I've grown to appreciate not being in it. Also, I am perhaps a bit odd in this, in that I actually really like the Dungeon Finder. And I've heard they're not adding that for a Wrath of the Lich King Classic, it sounds like, which would be a bit scary to me. Okay, so I actually wouldn't mind making sure I level up to 124, so I don't know, hopefully I get to 124 doing whatever I need to in Minas Morgul, but what I can do to help is use my accelerated XP. I have plenty of destiny points. Once I get to 126, I don't care about this character's level too much, but I mean, I'd like to get 130 for endgame content when we finally get to that, just to make sure I'm actually at that level, but otherwise 126 is all I want to get to start Wells of Link-Blood.
Will you help bear my burden, friend?
Okay, so Elistix, he said, oh, Elder Scrolls Online, yeah, so about limited time, yeah, that really does hurt. And Elden Ring, have not played that. I feel like that is another game I just didn't have quite enough interest to really feel like it was worth buying the game and playing it. I mean, if I were level 130, I would join their group for Stairs. Stairs is a great instance, easy gear, very quick to run. For other Nintendo Switch games I play or have played, did Mario Golf. I was not a fan of the Switch version of that one. There was, yeah, Breath of the Wild, had a lot of fun in that. If I play Breath of the Wild 2, and assuming that ever comes out, and I get a capture card by that point, I would definitely be interested in trying to stream it. As far as I know, Nintendo has actually become a little bit looser on their restrictions with streaming content, uploading it to YouTube and the such lately. That's something I remember, I don't even know how long ago, but back in the day, like, there were just no videos of anything, any Switch games, the gameplay. But yeah, that's also the thing with the Dungeon Finder, is I think it is something that would have to be balanced, because I do agree that modern day WoW isn't really interesting to me. anymore. I'm not sure for me that it's too much of a result of the dungeon finder. Perhaps raid finder. I think that was maybe a little bit of a bigger step that lessened interest in the game for me. Let's see. We gotta go... I guess I can just keep going the circles. I actually have to the towers. I actually still have to unlock one tower, so I think I'm high enough level. It's a level 128 tower, so it'll of course be tough. Doing red quests, and of course red mobs have the extra high chance of whatever that's called, deflecting, so you don't do anything to them. It'd be neat if players could deflect low-level mobs. As far as I know, that's not a mechanic, but the enemies can't. Why can't players? Is this the one? I think I'm gonna go for full circle, aren't I? Or is that the next one? I did go a full circle. Hopefully I had to. Yep, there it is. See, that is something that drives you to madness. Going around in full circle and it was right there, the door was the whole time. Also, I think I had to defeat more orcs. I honestly don't know if there are any orcs up here. I might have to just go back down. Well, definitely want to make sure I get the Morgul. And I can start just picking up these plants. I guess help with the XP just in case. Ideally, I would get a whole bunch of Morgul stalkers. Are those guys stalkers? They sure don't look like it. Oh, those are the ones you shoot with the ballista, I think. Catapult. No, not catapult, ballista. Definitely not a catapult. Yeah, there's honestly with WoW quite a few things I think that slowly lessened my interest in the game. One of them is the questing content. To me, just slowly degraded each expansion, it seemed like. I would say for me though that Mists of Pandaria was a step up over whatever the previous one was, Cataclysm. But Warlords of Draenor, Legion, and especially starting with Battle for Azeroth, just the story and the questing experience, what I did of it, got significantly less fun. I feel like it's kind of, with WoW's lessening the emphasis on leveling and heightening the emphasis on endgame, and just like rushing you to endgame more specifically, is what is really at the root of my lessened interest in the game. Also, the classes being skill pruned would be one aspect of it, but just building and all that sort of stuff less interesting. I was a fan of the talent trees. And a lot of the classes I played like slowly became less fun. It was also kind of annoying to me how they would remove stuff and then add new stuff just specific to the expansion, when it seems like a lot of the new things you would gain or whatever should just be default to the class or spec or whatever. At least that's the sense I felt. And it's kind of funny, I feel like with LOTRO recently has been sort of the opposite. Very recently, at least. I talked about WoW having more focus on rushing you to endgame. At times it feels like LOTRO has been a little bit like that, but with the recent updates, they haven't even added new endgame content, which has been... I almost feel like that it's one reason I haven't been interested in Gundabad, but it's more so that I just totally got burnt out from how little there was. And with LOTRO Endgame, it's basically repeating the same relatively limited content over and over again, and that just kind of got too much for me, so I just completely took a break. I did not intend for my Gunabad break. Like, I thought back in January, like, what's that, 4 months ago now? Almost 5 months ago, really. I fully intended to return to doing Gunabad content in-game, doing the 6-man, doing the raid and all that sort of stuff, but I feel like what I really needed to get back into LOTRO and playing LOTRO earlier this year was to just not play Gunabad. And I got back into a little bit back into Anor more, but honestly I stopped focusing on in-game content on Anor as much as well, and have had a lot more fun in LOTRO since then. I have not paid attention, but I did get down a couple circles. I don't think I took any of the elevators. Okay, towers. That's not a tower. Where is it? Not used to going this way. I'm all messed up from not going in the towers earlier. Yeah, scaling down mechanic would be wonderful for LOTRO. I definitely agree. It's LOTRO is such a game geared towards something like that that I honestly feel like that is probably the best thing that they could do for the game. I don't know, it'd be like updating the UI and implementing downscaling. Downscaling, I think, is a much more major task, and they're kind of two different things. The UI would have to do with probably art team and the such, doing a lot of stuff for that, whereas downscaling, doing level downscaling would be, I just don't quite see how the same, maybe, yeah, the same general development group, developer group would work on both of those. But anyway, the whole Warden's Keep. Can I actually go in there? Oh, I can. Oh, this is a tower. Oops. This is the tower I came up. There's upscaling in LOTRO, yes, and that's something I was about to get to. Where are all the orcs? Am I like crazy, or are they just like missing? Somebody been doing Minas Morgul cleanup? There's an orc. There's me trying to use gambits. Just need one more orc and this red quest is done, actually. Okay, yep, Kulong. That's where I thought I'd have to go. Hello, brute force. Okay, so what was I going on about? Level scaling. Yeah, so as far as development of the two things, they just seem like the two of the biggest things that could be done for LOTRO. As far as like not just adding new content, adding new expansions, new quest packs, new zones and the such. So outside of that, those are the two biggest things I think could be done for LOTRO, and I think it was him all along. Let's see. I'll get back to that in a moment, but Elastics. Let's see, you said, yeah, the dead city is dead, so that's a good point. Oh, Durthel. I think she'd be better. Deadpool? Let's see. The navigation for this circle is a little bit odd, and I don't want to actually accidentally try to jump down because that would totally mess me up. So what I think I'm going to do is get on the buffed war steed and just zoom through this area. You can even go on the blue line. And I think I even would have enough time to use some of these things that heal me. Oh, maybe not. This is Anor. Look at all those mobs. Wonderful. Although those ones are, ghosts. Okay, so I'm trying to... I don't even know why I'm trying to find the ramps. There's a tower right up here. In fact, this might be the tower that I need to unlock, so that would be perfect. Okay, that is the Stargazer Spire, so that would be that one. Thinking this one was... thinking this way, but that's not looking too hopeful. It was probably the other way. Get a heal in so I don't die because my health is low. I hit 3 things with that. Not getting any good bleeds. Oh, do I have to go up? Oh, I thought I died, but I was rooted. I was really scared for a moment there. I thought I was paying enough attention to my health. They did not put the difficulty slider on Anor. That would be neat if they did, but they have not, unfortunately. Hey, this time I have the quest. Alright, this is a bit of a tough one, especially considering I get 5 levels under levels, so they're all red. They're all going to deflect me, and occasionally I will get a hit, and just gotta hope it's a good one, and hope I stay alive. So what better to do than pull everything? Oh, there we go. There's all the dreadbirds. I could have had an icon that was like that, but did not have that. There are a lot of things going on in Minas Morgul that might look like that, especially if they combo with the stuff above the Warden from using the Gambit Masteries. That could cause a bit of trickery there. Wait, these guys actually run away? I did not know that. I don't think I've ever had that in an instance like this. Although honestly, that dude looks a bit bugged. Well, stood still for a couple seconds and now I got all the debuffs on me. I don't know if these potions, I doubt they'll do anything. Got rooted in silence, but the fight is done. Okay, so going back with LOTRO on the scaling, yeah, some level down scaling, where scaled your level down to the level of the content you're trying to do would be great. And the problem with upscaling is they tried to scale your character up to the level of the content. That is a feature in both Wars and Epic Battles, Big Battles, whatever you want to call them. And the problem is it doesn't really work because low-level characters are really weak and scaling them up just doesn't make them strong enough. One reason is because stats. Usually it's harder to get good stats at low levels, and then when you scale them up, they usually don't even, in my experience from what I remember, don't scale up to what they would have to be equal at that higher level. And they... hold up, where do I gotta go? I thought it was over there, but clearly not. And there's also the big gap in traits. It used to be legendary items. That used to be a really huge one scaling the level character. New ones, even nowadays, new ones have legendary items, so that still is a big factor actually with the new LI system. I stopped paying attention to Kin chat after I sent a message there, so I was just catching up. But yeah, so traits, legendary items, virtue traits even. All that sort of stuff just doesn't scale up properly. But what they could do if they downscaled, like if they downscaled my character, say, I don't know, I wanted to do Mirkwood on this character, level 60. So I want to do level 60 content on this character. They could scale my stats down to what a level 60 character would have with... Whoa. Oh, I thought I died again. That is twice very recently that I thought I've died, but this time it was a level up. Last time it was a root. Oh, that's a bunch of lag. Welcome back, Salmon Fire. Yes, I have seen the new bridles. I've actually equipped one on this character's war steed. Can you access the war steed panel? I feel like you can. Maybe not. Alton? Yeah. We'll get out of here and oh, hunt for buried treasure. Could I have finished that the whole time and gotten free XP? But anyway, we got to 124, so I'm 2 levels away from my goal. I definitely need at least 1 more level though. That's like the minimum to make sure I finish all this. Okay, so I still need to secure the tower. I was like so confused. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I finished whatever, but nope. Morgul cultist. Oh, and yeah, with scaling your character down, what they could do is sort of deactivate the legendary weapon if necessary. Or they could deactivate certain traceries. I mean, that would be a technical hurdle to get over, but just the way they could do it. They could also scale down their power, their stats, to whatever is deemed to be an appropriate level. They could remove traits. They could completely remove the functionality of traits that you'd be like too low level for, or they could really scale your damage down so it's not too much of a problem. It just seems like, and based on other games, it seems like scaling down would just work a lot better than scaling up. And in short, I think that is something that would be very beneficial to LOTRO, but I'm not sure it will ever happen. So I got high enough level that they don't have a very high chance of deflecting me, but they still have a chance to deflect me. And the first ability I use on that guy's deflected. But that is what we call a small sample size of 1. Oh wow, my health low. Now my gambit lag. Got it. Don't stand near these guys for long. I say as I'm standing near them and taking a lot of damage. Good news is I can heal. Okay, so these are the instances we discovered. Zero of all. Wait, we didn't do houses. Yeah, we'll just restart. Gatheroval. We did Gashan Kutat. And then we did Harrowing. Wow, I don't remember Cordovan ever saying scaling down could be possible. Overseer of Barad Arthur. Is it just me, or is Barad another name for a tower? At the very least, it seems like it's gotta be something similar.
What strange climbs these
Oh, I actually like WoW where every zone scaled to your level. I could see it getting a little bit annoying if you just want to sort of plow through things over leveled. Okay, done getting distracted. I thought I was, but the cat looked over at me. Okay, and where's the exit at this circle? Here? Oh wow, Circle of Death. I mean, they do have the technology to upscale your character. As I mentioned, that's not the most well-working feature in the game, but there is some precedent for them adding that, just scaling you down instead. And I don't even think it's much of a problem with a character that's, say, my level 124 Warden now. Scaled down to 60 if I'm like stronger than the average level 60, but at least it would be closer. And that means you would get XP relevant to level 60. You could get... Ooh, gear, that would be a tough one. They would have to make gear scale. At least, ideally, they would make gear scale. So if I like did quests in Mirkwood, as the example goes, and I got gear from my quest in Mirkwood while I'm downscaled to level 60. I think Ithilgar is the one we have not discovered. Yeah. See, if I try to talk about what I'm typing, I tend to type very slowly, so I just let it slip there. But essentially, the instances we discovered last week, you all might remember if you watched that stream, somebody was trying to catch up, it sounds like, and they accidentally discovered too many instances. So they're ahead of us. Aor's in. Let's see, that's, probably deal with this. Krongle. Very streaky noise coming from Guild Wars 2. Yeah, I do remember Guild Wars 2. I didn't play that or like that game too much, but not for the downscaling. Yeah, I remember in my limited experience that feeling pretty okay. I know in Final Fantasy XIV, again, haven't experienced that too much. I know they have a downscaling system. I have been having too much fun today. And the reason... that loud, shrieky noise. It's just like... I feel like it's bugged. It's all I hear. I'm gonna have to mute my volume at this rate. Anyway, we'll get these shoulder pads and probably not wear them. I want to get out of here. Oh! My ears aren't broken anymore. Also, I realized the in-game audio was accidentally turned down too much. I started it at 7. Hopefully this isn't bothersome for you all, but I was going to turn it back up, try 11. Y'all can let me know the audio balance, but... Oh, maybe it's these wells. Yeah, it's the wells making all the noises. I thought it was the cargo. And yeah, that is one thing with downscaling, is some people like Harmopolis, it sounds like you don't like the idea of that, and that's completely fine. I think there are some people that like just going in over-leveled to lower level areas and just going through the game like that. I have long been Gotham Expo. That's wonderful to know. Oh no, they're talking about Karazgar. He really is becoming as annoying as Mazog. And that is knowing that he's involved in later stuff than this. Having played through said later stuff. Neat-ish sunset out there. I'm guessing I need to go in.
Step into the light, my guests. I would see you more clearly.
Mordorith. Feels like I'm right back in Angmar, if I remember correctly.
Are you so eager to die?
Can't quite jump over it.
I will leave you to your fun, Gothmog.
A little bit itchy here. See, Karmopolis, that's actually interesting because I feel like the exact opposite is that zones have more meaning if they were scaling. Because I guess a common problem in LOTRO is that you just outlevel zones fairly easily, especially at the lower level ranges, but even somewhat at higher levels, depending on if you use XP boosts, of course. But yeah, I feel like zones would have more meaning with.
Her weapon was trickery, and it cut.
Downscaling. Also, I am going to reset the camera real quick because it's really bothering me. Uh-oh. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Burnett Selch. I feel like I'm supposed to know who that is. A major character from Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I got to like level 15. Hey, that looks like... Oh, is it? That one's gotta be Elro here. Or Eladon? Eldro here, I'm thinking. I don't know. I forgot what the first deception was. Or the deception, that was the weakness.
Could not be overcome. Boss was born the failure.
Hello, it's rated XL. The failure. I don't know who that is. It's a ranger. That's about it. And he's got a mustache. And looks a little bit older.
Every illusion we dispel makes us stronger.
So 2.1k more agility. So that's like 6,000 physical mastery. I would actually gain vitality and lose finesse. This is sadly an upgrade. Oh wow, we get to fight the deception, the failure, and the weakness all at once. Oh dear, are you hurt?
Your illusions are no
That
match
sounds
for
so
us.
sarcastic, but I didn't mean to use good. Level squish, I honestly think could be nice for LOTRO as well.
We won. Gothmog is no
Oh no, I'd say that's not good. It's rated XL because you said you realized you were getting charged for VIP, but then you decided to play again, so hopefully you're enjoying the game, but that always sucks when you're like charged for something like that and say not aware. Orendir? Now I feel like I'm supposed to know who Orendir is. Oh, from the Bree prologue. Wow. Well, I want to stand in that. I just wanted to see what happened. I'm very glad it wasn't a one-shot. This is teaching you how to play dungeons. When it comes to tanking, that is fairly true that Warden isn't as good as it once was or compared to the better tanking classes nowadays. But their self-heals have been a little bit improved. I guess the problems with Warden tanking is to survive things, not just assaults from Gothmog here, but to survive things. Basically, what other tanks can essentially passively survive, you have to build up a lot of things in combat with your gambits to get your defenses to a point that are equal to the other tanks, roughly equal to the other tanks. And on top of that, you want to be self-healing to stay alive.
We must draw upon his past defeats.
And you
Remind him of
also
our losses.
want to remind him of his losses. Oh. Memory of Elendil? Memory of Arnorian? Hey, Arnorian looks pretty neat. I need a screenshot of him. Don't mind me taking damage. Oh, he's a little bit ghostly. And then here is Goladir. Is that the same guy as Arndir? There's Isildur, and then who's that one? Who is she? Ooh, whoa, I gotta actually pay attention. Okay. I don't know. Narmaleth. Name does sound familiar, at least. At low levels, I will say that Wardens are actually not bad tanks. So they got that going for them. They just become a lot worse at high levels. Another reason they aren't so great is because a lot of tanking back in the day, being avoidance-based tank like the Warden is, wasn't so bad, but nowadays it's just not as viable because a lot of attacks from enemies are attacks from enemies are unavoidable, so there's kind of no point in having good avoidances. Attack. Man, took us all of what, like 2 seconds to defeat Gothmog, and he's been causing all these problems for like however many years.
I sense the presence of my bones. They are nearby. We are so near.
In the room of the beacon. Alright then. I actually do remember this. This was oh no. That's close. I feel like I did that on purpose once. When I was doing this on the meeting, maybe not, but I feel like I did. This is the way yeah, here we go. So I can agree, Carmopolis, that playing like going through Minas Morgul, Mordor, whatever, at low level definitely wouldn't make sense. That's the whole benefit of doing it as downscaling instead of upscaling. Presumably the Bat Ladies flew in here from somewhere, but don't know where. Also, there's one more hiding somewhere. Oh, hey, got Merville and Merville Slayer done. It's a giant oath stone. Definitely still impressive. Okay, casket. Where is the casket? Is it up here? Well, there's a casket of dust. What class to start on Legendary server? It would basically be my same recommendation for any server, whichever you have the most fun with, to be honest. If you are playing a Hunter on your main server, it really depends what you like. If you are looking to tank, Beorning and Guardian and Captain could be good options, depending if you like the rest of their abilities. Minstrel's pretty fun. I would definitely recommend that one. I've been having a lot of fun on my Minstrel, especially if you are, say, if you want to do group content, have any interest in healing, because they are particularly great at healing. Oh, I stopped paying attention. I don't know which. I don't remember going up this many steps. It's starting to feel like the endless stair all over again. There we go. There we go. Let's just casually talk to Gothmog.
Does the shade think to find?
Alright, back to cooling. And there we go.
But they are unworthy of its secrets.
Sort of.
Someone else has entered the tower. Be on guard.
I was going to say he looked kind of evil. I don't think it's fair to judge somebody by their looks, but I don't know, is he evil or is he captured? Was that supposed to be his arms like cuffed, tied together? Maybe he's not evil after all and just looks evil. But yeah, Minstrel, definitely a great option. Although a little bit. I don't know more about Karazgar. Rollick. That name sounds really familiar. That's pretty neat. See, now I feel bad for Anor. I thought he was the one that led all these enemies here. And now that this plays out, I actually remember this part, but and here I was saying he just looked evil. How about that? I hope you're enjoying a little bit that you're enjoying LOTRO again. I would say if you have, it's been a long while since you played, you said you just started playing LOTRO again, that starting over is always a good starting point to start fresh. Y'all cannot tell, we're getting to my bedtime. Very late hours of 9:42 p.m. I feel like I missed something. Or did he get ahead of me now? Oh, he got ahead of me. See, this is the problem of having so much fun. It just like suddenly got late and now I'm tired and I'm wanting to finish if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure if I remember this correctly, but oh yeah, this was a little bit odd, wasn't it? So from what I remember back doing this on Luiden is that the ending was somehow unsatisfying, and we'll see if I remember correctly why it was unsatisfying, but we will see. It sort of, to me, felt like an "oh, that was it" type thing. That's what I mean by unsatisfying. Ooh, a quick play. There we go. Who's Lurk? Never heard of him. I feel like this was a danger turning left. Should always turn right. I have tried DDO, Dungeons and Dragons Online. Not the biggest fan of it, not quite the game for me. Wow. Captain of the Pit. Inspiration flows through my body. I'm not even sure I need inspiration to defeat him, to be honest. He's got, like, barely any health. Oh, almost level 125 to quick that. There we go.
Have you escaped serious
Actually did forget about that little bit of the surprise twist there, but still seemed a little bit, unless it's not done.
Should have been. Should have been lied.
Is it just me or did the quest level go back down to 128? Or no, it was never 129, was it?
He raged against Gondor and shamed his people.
You should leave the tower and meet up with Arisen. Alright. It really is crazy though, doing the book like back to back to back. At first, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, it was something I wasn't quite as much enjoying the style of. I know some people like that, but it's almost like in raiding, if the zone quests, the side quests, were the bosses, this is so backwards, but if the zone quests were the bosses, the book quests were the trash mobs, I like mainly the bosses with only a little bit of trash mobs. I find in raids, not just in LOTRO, and not always in LOTRO or other games, but yeah, and games tend to be too much trash fights to me, and too long of trash fights is just issue I personally have with raids sometimes. And it's almost like the book quest feels like just the trash fights over and over to me. And I'm not saying it's a little bit of a poor word, trash fights, because that's what people call the non-boss fights essentially, where you just fight the ads, the mobs in raids. So yeah, but anyway, it's kind of like that as a, what is that, like an anagram? It's too late for me to think what that's even called. I'm trying to find my way down in a way that will get me killed here, and I seem to be unsuccessful, so let's get on the worst deed and break things. I could just pull enough mobs, I actually do think, in this area I could pull enough to get me done killed, to get easy port out of here. But this should do it, hopefully. If I survive that, that would be amazing. I don't think my worst deed is done. When I actually want to get defeated, I don't think I have done as good of a jump as that ever before in either Minas Morgul or Minas Tirith. There we go.
Let us not tarry.
But yeah, if you want to think of it as the book quest being like the boss fights, and then the side quest being like the trash fights, that might be what a more typical way of thinking about it is.
You have returned.
Alright, final
Victory?
escape, talk to Faramir,
Presumably
and back to Gandalf. I mean, Mithrandir. Ooh, this one, I'm actually thinking I will get the Might Cloak. Oh no, this has critical rating, definitely getting the Agility Cloak, yep. And I think that will be an upgrade. And then I believe that the book is not done. I'm just not high enough level to continue it, I think. Maybe. Because I don't think the final escape is the last one. While I got a trait point, I thought there was like a 14.6 that was like closing the book. Just checking the LOTRO wiki real quick, and yes, they're the epilogue quests. Okay, so the epilogue is what I will go to next, and that supposedly starts with Mithrandir. It says it's level 128, which would mean I'm high enough level for it, but clearly something's missing here. And yeah, closing the book is the name of the last one, and on the LOTRO wiki it says they're all 128. I don't know if that is what is off, but yeah, we're supposed to talk to... According to the LOTRO wiki again, talk to Mithrandir here, and there we go. Although it has something about going all the way to Baronhus, so maybe that is where I need to go and it's a bit backwards. I don't know, so either way there is more, but I can't do it right now. That is what I know. So for this character's future, we'll do the instances tomorrow. Hopefully can stream that. And yeah, so hopefully can do that and stream that, and hopefully can get some decent XP. I don't expect to get too much, but do the instances and perhaps mix in missions when I can or whatever to get extra XP. And if I get level 120, say 125 is when I'd want to check back with Mithrandir and of course check Beorninghus. And otherwise it would be otherwise doing missions to get XP. And 126 I could start Wells of Blankflood, I believe. I should technically be able to start that 125, but I want at least 126 because that zone's going to be really tough, I think even at 126. Oh, I got actual traceries. I didn't realize those were traceries. I thought they were enhancement runes, but they were level 121. That's all I know. Surety of death damage over time. Might want that if I don't have it. I mean, I should have that one, but I mean have a higher level version of that. Surety of death, I have 12.3k physical. So yeah, I already have that one, it looks like. So yeah, that is probably all I have for this stream here. Don't see that I've gotten any essences, which is, I feel like that's a little bit odd, but also a little bit normal at this point. So maybe I should look at my carryalls, because I think technically that's an essence and tracery carryall. And it does seem to have been picking up some essences, including this beautiful vitality one. So let's drag those out of there. I actually have 3 of them, not just one beautiful. It's 3 beautiful. And there we go. Any essence gear I actually have for Minas Morgul. We'll just one pocket them. We'll do that, and there I go. It's a nice 6k health upgrade. Yeah, last thing I was just going to check for dyes once again. Otherwise, I'll just send a request in to people on the kin. A couple dyes I was actually looking for. Speaking of, I want to see if the other dyes I was looking for, these guys had their armor looked anything. That looks like pretty neat armor. Almost sounded like it was raining for a minute. Maybe it's this guy.
Now then.
Yeah, he has that, but I don't think this armor has that same cosmetic look. No, it does not. So yeah, I wonder... Oh, this is the Mordor Besieged. I don't know if that's the same as Minas Morgul, but something I'm a little bit curious about that set. But yeah, that's really it. I'll search for the dyes, and as we wrap this up, I had a lot of fun today, obviously, as I've kept on repeating and played so long and it feels like I've hardly even been here, but got through pretty much all the Minas Morgul book quests. Again, this was a lot more exciting than how it felt in Mordor Besieged, so that was pretty good, and I'm excited to either do Wells of Blankflood or Xenobulzar, not entirely sure which one. I've done, probably for both zones, about half of them. I did the first half of Wells of Blankflood on Louisden and did some portion of Xenobulzar where it's a lot harder to tell if it was like a certain half or anything like that, so yeah, not... Oh, somebody bought the stack of 5 black dyes. Either that or expired. But anyway, no dyes there, so that's where I will leave that. Otherwise, again, tomorrow, tentatively planning on, once again, streaming. It'll be crazy doing back-to-back streams. And working on a couple videos, including a side project of a bigger project with classes. So yeah, that is where I will wrap up. As far as the stream goes, I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content and that cat. And thanks for watching, everyone.